Hi guys, it's Celeste. Don't mind my hair. Also don't mind anything. Everything is just how it is. So, here we have a pomegranate. I already opened it. The spooky part is done. I'm realizing the mindset around pomegranates that I was like raised on and the mindset of pomegranates that's real are like two different things, which is so funny because when I look at a pomegranate, I feel like I'm looking at a mind. It's just a little funny, you know? Not really, it's just like a 1% funny. It's really not funny at all. It's just something. I don't even know. And so I was thinking of Persephone a little bit because it's a pomegranate. Anyway, I shared one of Persephone's names that she goes by at one point in time. Not that that was intentional, I have no idea, but it's true that my name was a name that Persephone has also gone by at some point in time. How fun. I always felt drawn to her before I even knew that as a fact. It was like I knew that I was naturally, at the time, I felt that I would naturally have been one of Persephone's children in a way. She's still equally special to me. It's not that I'm not. I do think part of me why did I say graduates? I mean, part of me still gravitates towards her, right? Because there's like history there, and I still care, you know, but I just feel like I don't know. Like, I always felt like Persephone would understand me. I still think she would. I just think I'm learning things that she doesn't necessarily have a interest in, you know, like a lot, so. Okay, fine, she's still like top 10, okay? Persephone is still in the top 10. There just are other gods and goddesses that I find a little bit more like, their energies are like interesting, you know? Now and then. But I would say if there's an energy that I had to be like the most familiar with throughout all of my past lives, it would probably be Persephone. Maybe. Like, I wouldn't say she's a stranger ever. You know? I wouldn't say she's a stranger. We'll go there. I also think there's always more that you can learn from them, no matter what. So I wouldn't even say that I like know anything about her. I mean, I do, but like I wouldn't say that I do because the things that I know are like not known. And the things that I don't know are known. But I can't learn the things that are already known. No matter what I do. It doesn't work. That's a good way to say it. I feel like I would understand how, like, yeah, that's what it is. Now you're gonna be weirded out by this, right? You're gonna be weirded out by this. Of the gods and goddesses, are there any that I feel like I have their entire story memorized? No, but are there any that I think the entire story is like accurate? No, not really. Like anytime I learn about the stories, I'm like, why would I care? Like, it's just, I guess, unless it's like word of mouth, those kinds of things don't actually sound interesting. Like reading a book and being like, oh, I'm gonna memorize some of this. I guess even the gods wouldn't do that about themselves, is where I really want to go with that. Not that none of them would, some of them probably would, but like, I'm not gonna feel obligated, you know, like, I'm not gonna feel obligated to sit down and like study and get nothing out of it, like a god or a goddess, just like pencil and paper or like textbook style, right? Because I don't think they would do that with themselves. I don't think that's how they learn. I think that learning, whoa, that was cute. That was good. Caught me by surprise. I got some pomegranate juice on my foot there. I don't know, I'm not saying that they wouldn't. I'm just saying that like inspiration has to be one of the best ways that I can learn, I guess. Whatever makes me feel inspired is like where I go. That was fascinating though. So when I got pomegranate juice on my foot, all I did was touch one of these like so lightly. Like I didn't like you had to be there. That's what it is, you had to be there. You would have had to be there. Now, how do the gods and goddesses learn? They don't try to teach, well, okay. The people who like wrote down all of the mythologies, like those people created everything not based on how the gods and goddesses actually teach, but based on how humans are taught human to human. So, I think that to understand the gods, you have to learn like one. I don't think you can sit there and memorize random facts and think you know anything. Because that's exactly what it means to not know anything. Is to get trapped in the world where you think that you know everything because you memorized something. So what I would rather do is just like intuitively learn through like exposure with them, but without the desire to like phrase everything into words. Because it's a lie when you assume that to know anything about the gods and goddesses, like it's a lie to assume that you can just like write a novel about them and the words themselves will like prove that you know anything about them. Like, what does it mean to learn like Persephone? It means to have the experience of eating a pomegranate because she eats pomegranates. Gaining light through experiences in various ways is more worthwhile than like Googling, what kinds of food does Persephone eat? Not that there's anything wrong with that. I guess it's fine. It just gets in the way. It's kind of pointless and gets in the way. But I also think that most of the gods and goddesses are like misinterpreted to the point where like you could be told that a god or goddess has one purpose and that's like not even what they specialize in, you know? Like you could straight up just be told like, oh, this person's a goddess or a god of this, and it's like, it depends, right? But it's like they might specialize in something completely different, but they also like have dabbled in the thing that you're told that they're so good at. I don't know. And there's so much more to them and so many like forgotten parts of them, so I find it way more interesting. Like, okay, Aphrodite, everybody knows she's a goddess of love. Like everybody has known her as that forever. But what parts of her are forgotten that also are required in order for her to even be a goddess of love? Well, she's obviously got to be like really highly intelligent. Otherwise, nothing else that you're saying even makes sense, right? If you think about it. What do I mean by intelligent? Not really well, yeah, I guess I would say like her solar plexus has to be like really open. Obviously her heart, but like, I mean, I don't know if gods and goddesses have like chakras, but I'm saying like their version of it, right? I don't know. I think people say the phrase like, oh, like love and war are the same. I think really stupid people say that a lot. But I also think that the smart people say it and mean something completely different that all the stupid people would have no idea even makes sense. Yeah. I mean, that's the difference, right? But to know that god or goddess, like, in what way would you try to walk in their shoes? Right? What would you do if you wanted to walk in the shoes of any god or goddess? They're not second dimensional. They're not second dimensional. They're not whatever it says on the paper. Like, that's a whole consciousness. They're not whatever it says on the paper. They're not whatever omens you think you're getting from them. What would you do if you had to or wanted to walk in their shoes? For whatever amount of time. Don't tell me, just do it. Literally, don't tell me. Do it. Anybody's gonna be more impressed by like you like walking in their shoes, right? Anyone's gonna be more impressed by that because you actually understand them. If you're not even like trying to walk in their shoes, then maybe whatever little offering you're giving is boring to them unless you're also sharing that experience, right? I don't know. When I was little, it was funny because I remember my mom talking about pomegranates, saying that like they're impossible to open and that if you open one there will be like juice on the ceiling. And I don't think that's true because I just very slowly opened this pomegranate and not only was there not juice on the ceiling, but like the juice didn't escape. Like it wasn't some like, yes, pomegranates are like mystical because they're literally the fruit of the, okay, pomegranates are a portal that can bond you to, like, say you're on Earth and you're trying to go to the underworld. A pomegranate can be a portal to help you to do that. Also, if you're in the underworld and you want to go to Earth, right? A pomegranate can be a portal that can help you to do that as well. So, or to like a heaven state or somewhere better, right? I just remember the idea I was raised on was that like pomegranates are like a ticking time bomb, and like they're going to come get you whether you like it or not, basically. Like pomegranates are like basically like they have some like evil consciousness almost, to where like if you touch it, it's going to explode. And there's going to be pomegranate juice on the ceiling. And the wall. And the door. And the neighbor's cat. Like I was raised on the idea that pomegranates were something that had to be feared at all costs, which I find very funny, because I just casually like opened one. And it wasn't hard. And no juice got out, because the juice is concealed by these little berries, and as long as you respectfully open the pomegranate respects you. I don't know if it comes down to respect there, but I do know that I just slowly opened the pomegranate and it didn't start screaming at me. It didn't get juice on the ceiling. My entire ceiling's not red, not even any spot of it. Actually, no juice left the bowl. Actually, no juice left the pomegranate. So, it's funny sometimes to go through life and realize that the world's not as evil as I was raised on thinking that it is, mysteriously. And I'm sure that represents so many things. I don't know. I don't really care. It's just funny. It was funny to be mystified, genuinely, that, fun fact, it basically opened like an apple. Like, it wasn't, you know, like I cut it with a butter knife like it was an apple. It basically opened like it was an apple, like a tiny bit of juice just dripped down the side. I was like, that's it. That's the pomegranate fireworks and explosions. You know, like, that's the chaos. That's the chaos I was raised on. A pomegranate the entire time. That's all it does. That's all it does. You open it yourself, or it doesn't open, and it cuts open like an apple. Very easily, very respectful, as long as you're respectful. It opens respectfully and easily. It was that easy. Like, the way I'm still expecting it to, like, jump out of its own skin and just, like, explode all over. But it's not like that. Damn, like you would have thought the Big Bang was a pomegranate if you were me. Like you would have thought it was gonna do something on its own. You would have thought. You would have thought, you know. Even the little seed or bead or whatever. Like I literally dropped it, it landed back in the bowl. I swore it was probably gonna land on the ground, it didn't. It even landed back in the bowl. When I eat a pomegranate, nothing can go wrong. Maybe that's not true for everybody. Maybe some people are pomegranate cursed out there. Maybe they should look into something. Turns out it's not an evil fruit. Plot twist. Plot twist. I guess that's it for the video. I love you guys. Bye. Eat a pomegranate. Just, like, open it normally. Find out how respectful you are when you find out whether or not the pomegranate attacks you in any type of way. I love you. Bye.